My name is Martin. I run a small business which is focused on doing garden design and landscaping for small spaces. I'm originally from Sydney and moved over to New Zealand about 2.5 years ago now. I've always loved gardening, so I was kind of looking for an outlet that I could take my passion and apply it into a business. I've always wanted to run a business. What I actually discovered was the part that I really enjoyed and was missing in my day-to-day work was the creative side. I wanted to sort of take that creative side and apply it to a business, and then apply it to a business that I actually really enjoyed. And for me, gardening was that business. Having started the business on my own and kind of ran that for the first 18 months, it was more about the challenge of how do I take that next step from just being a one-man sole trader business to actually running a company with a team of people. So I guess in my mindset, the problem which was going to arise quickly, and that's what I needed to start looking at working on. Secondary to that was probably handling growth. I think we met when we first came out of the first lockdown period, and the demand response after level 4 in the landscaping industry was huge. We went into what was traditionally our quieter time of the year, being winter, feeling like we were running like it was summer. There was a lot of challenges with supply, and there was a lot of demand out there, and I was kind of just being really pulled in a lot of directions, which was great because I could handle that at the time. But I knew that was going to wear thin, so I had to start planning for what was to happen next and what the next stages were. What I appreciate the most is having you, Pete, actually working alongside and being that regular face that I can kind of interact with and bounce ideas off and talk about growth plans and sort of have that visionary stuff. I'd like to think I have lots of ideas and I'm capable of putting those into practice. It's really nice to sort of talk to somebody to sound them out, to know which ones to target now and how we're actually going to apply that in the day-to-day. I have a great supportive husband and we sort of bounce those off each other all the time, but having a third person who's not in the business or who's not in my day-to-day really helps me with my decision making. I certainly look at you as a member of the team. You've helped me grow the team and sort of be that sort of sidekick to help make those decisions, good and bad ones. But we've been able to tackle those problems together, and I think that's where the support side really has a big part and impact on my day-to-day. Just over 6 months ago now, there was me, and then we employed our first team members. We now have 5 staff and growing. So there's been challenge along the way, but certainly 5 plus myself is a big achievement in a 6-month period. There's been other great wins. We've just bought our second van, which got delivered last week, so that was exciting, although I haven't really had much time to take that in. In terms of growth, the business has, well, the second year we sort of doubled in terms of sales, which was great, and we're certainly on track to double that again this year, this financial year, which is exciting. What I do have in terms of personal life and balance is that I do feel that I can, in the most part, switch off of an evening, and most certainly on weekends. So I don't feel I need to be exerting myself to do more than I see, or that I'm comfortable with. And that's really important to me, and that's always been my goal when setting up the business. Don't underestimate what you think you can do on your own. Support is there, and it's really important that you seek that when you need it, or perhaps when you think you might need it if you have big challenges coming up. I think as small business owners, it's quite common that we will try to do everything ourselves. It's certainly prevalent in Australia, but probably more so here. There's very much an attitude of I can do that. I don't need someone else to help me. And what I say to people, if you're in business and you want to actually achieve something, then you're going to need support. Whether, obviously that's with Oxygen8 and fantastic, but you're going to need that in lots of different avenues. And if you can free up your time to focus on actually running a business and not getting bogged down in some of those other decisions, and you can find help to achieve that, then absolutely you should be doing that without hesitation.